Are you thinking about to maximize export opportunities in Africa under the AfCFTA? Are you looking for where to get a detailed export market information for almost all African countries? Are you looking for the item of import in different African countries and the value of import done by different countries? Then visit the African Trade Intelligence Platform via the globaltradetwitter.com. You can have access to all this information every month for just $20 only. For more information, call this number or send an email to the email address below. Are you thinking about to maximize export opportunities in Africa under the AfCFTA? Are you looking for where to get a detailed export market information for almost all African countries? Are you looking for the item of import in different African countries and the value of import done by different countries? Then visit the African Trade Intelligence Platform via the globaltradetwitter.com. You can have access to all this information every month for just $20 only. For more information, call this number or send an email to the email address below. Are you a professional or a businessman? Do you desire to earn dollars, euros, or pounds? Have you thought of taking your business to the world? Does it look like a daunting task? Do you desire to know what you need to do to get ready to go global? Do you know that there is a science behind making your product or service to go global in a successful and sustainable manner? To learn more about it, get a copy of the book titled Pivot to Go Global, a scientifically proven, tested, and trusted template for building a successful and sustainable export business. To pre-order at 33% discount, call 080-912-44449. Are you an account officer, relationship manager, or marketer in a bank? Are you struggling to meet your income and deposit targets? Are you at the verge of losing your job for non-performance? You desire a change for the better in your career? Then register for the Certified Global Trade Management Professionals from the American Institute of Extended Studies to acquire skills needed to solve import-export trade customers' problems and consequently attract the deposit and income of the transaction to your bank. Registration is currently ongoing. Call this number to register today. Are you a professional or a businessman? Do you desire to earn dollars, euros, or pounds? Have you thought of taking your business to the world? Does it look like a daunting task? Do you desire to know what you need to do to get ready to go global? Do you know that there is a science behind making your product or service to go global in a successful and sustainable manner? To learn more about it, get a copy of the book titled Pivot to Go Global, a scientifically proven, tested, and trusted template for building a successful and sustainable export business. To order, call 080-912-44449.
Are you a retiree? Are you an employee looking forward to retirement? Are you an agro-processor, a farmer, and a manufacturer of different items in Nigeria? Do you desire to earn foreign exchange in euro, dollars, and pounds? Are you interested in expanding your market beyond the shore of Nigeria? Are you looking for how to start doing export business? Do you have an order and looking for how to go about exporting your product abroad? Then I have great news for you. Greater Impact Trade Academy, in conjunction with American Institute of Extended Studies, brings to you from export novice to export legend. This is an expert mentoring program that helps you step by step until you achieve your goal of doing a successful and sustainable export business. New enrollment is currently ongoing. The program costs $1,250 and there are flexible payment plans to fit your budget. Enroll today.
Are you thinking about to maximize export opportunities in Africa under the AfCFTA? Are you looking for where to get a detailed export market information for almost all African countries? Are you looking for the item of import in different African countries and the value of import done by different countries? Then visit the African Trade Intelligence Platform via the globaltradetutor.com. You can have access to all this information every month for just $20 only. For more information, call this number or send an email to the email address below.
All right, good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining tonight. Tonight, we'll be continuing our conversation on AfCFTA, and we're looking at Sokoto State. Sokoto State is the state of interest in our AfCFTA discussion series today. If you're here to get the book, Beauty Go Global, remember the book provides basically information on how to help you to avoid the issues that many businesses face in trying to go into the export business. Also, we have a YouTube channel, Voice of African Trade. Subscribe, like, share, drop your comment, and click on the notification bell. In order to be able to know when we upload new videos. If you want to get a link to this program every week, remember to join our Telegram channel, African Export Business Platform. Today we are on to Sokoto State. We've been to Adamawa, Abia, Adamawa, Akwa Ibom, Anambra, Bauchi, Bayelsa, Benue, Borno, Cross River, Delta, Ebonyi, Edo, Ekiti, Gombe, Imo, Jigawa, Kaduna, Kano, Katsina, Kebbi, Kogi, Kwara. We've been to Lagos, Nasarawa, Niger, Ogun, Ondo, Osun, Oyo, Plateau State, and last week we were in Rivers State. Last week we were in Rivers State, and this week we're in Sokoto State. Next week we'll be doing Taraba, and the first 2 Thursdays in the month of January 2023, we'll be doing Yobe and Zamfara before we start a new series, and the new series is going to be on leveraging ICT for export market access.
Are you a retiree? Are you an employee looking forward to retirement? Are you an agro processor, a farmer, and a manufacturer of different items in Nigeria? Do you desire to earn foreign exchange in euro, dollars, and pounds? Are you interested in expanding your market beyond the shore of Nigeria? Are you looking for how to start doing export business? Do you have an order and looking for how to go about exporting your product abroad? Then I have great news for you. Greeting Impex Trade Academy, in conjunction with American Institute of Extended Studies, brings to you from export novice to export legend. This is an export mentoring program that helps you step by step until you achieve your goal of doing a successful and sustainable export business. New enrollment is currently ongoing. The program costs $1,250 and there are flexible payment plans to fit your budget. Enroll today.
All right. So we go through the usual 7 points: the preamble, the peculiarities, the profile, the potential, the purchasers, the proposal, and finally the profit of export to Sokoto State. Sokoto State is called the seat of the caliphate. The seat of the caliphate. The seat of the caliphate. Why must Sokoto export? To avoid over-depending on federal government or federal allocation, to boost the GDP of the state, to create employment for SME to grow, to decrease depending on domestic market by the business in the state, to earn export proceeds and grow revenue of the state. It makes farming and rural life become more lucrative. It helps the state to gain global market share and recognition. home of creativity and innovation is a possibility that export business creates. It can make the state become highly industrialized. It's a job creation opportunity for the state. It can make the state to know the value of what it has as competitive advantage. The state can begin to lead this way for other states in Nigeria to follow. It can make the state to be independent of federal government and numerous incentives for exporters in the state. It creates opportunity to maximize the indigenous in the state, poverty eradication in the state, help the state to quit the league of states depending on wasting assets like oil. It can help to revive the economy of the state, slow down urban migration, tax-free opportunity for exporters in the state, utilization of idle capacity of companies in the state, viability of the state is boosted through export, wealth creation for citizens of the state, X-ray potential of products found in the state, help the state for yen for more improvement because of competition and also zero in on the area of strength. So what do you see in Sokoto State, the seat of the caliphate? Do you see unemployment? Of course, there are unemployment. And every week as I come to talk about this, I'm not denying the fact that these are realities and challenges that confront us in Nigeria. Of course, there are poverty everywhere. Of course, there's frustration even in Sokoto State. But I think we can focus on opportunities in farming, opportunities in mining, and opportunities in the population of Sokoto State. So today we'll be looking at Sokoto State and looking at the opportunity for export. But before then, let's go on a short break and we'll come back to discuss the peculiarity of the state.
Are you a retiree? Are you an employee looking forward to retirement? Are you an agro-processor, a farmer, and a manufacturer of different items in Nigeria? Do you desire to earn foreign exchange in euro, dollars, and pounds? Are you interested in expanding your market beyond the shore of Nigeria? Are you looking for how to start doing export business? Do you have an order and looking for how to go about exporting your product abroad? Then I have great news for you. Pretty Impex Trade Academy, in conjunction with American Institute of Extended Studies, brings to you from export novice to export legend. This is an export mentoring program that helps you step by step until you achieve your goal of doing a successful and sustainable export business. New enrollment is currently ongoing. The program costs $1,250 and there are flexible payment plans to fit your budget. Enroll today.
All right, peculiarities. Peculiarities. Sokoto State was carved out of northwestern state in February 3, 1976 by the former regime of General Murtala Mohammed. Its capital city is Sokoto, the largest city in the state. The state is named after the capital, Sokoto, a city with a long history and seat of Sokoto Caliphate. Situated in the northwestern corner of Nigeria, Sokoto State occupied 25,093 square kilometers. The state share is border with Niger Republic, Zamfara State, Kebbi State, southeast Zamfara State to the southeast, Benin Republic to the west. So it actually have boundary with two states, Benin Republic and Niger Republic. Even before the arrival of Fulani, the state concept had evolved in Hausa land. During this process, some of the Hausa communities scattered over a wide area had regrouped themselves into a major unit that are referred to as kingdoms. Some of the eminent kingdoms include Kebbi, Zamfara, Gobre, all forming part of Sokoto State before they were split. The purpose of the vital identification, the people in each kingdom had distinct name by which they are referred to. E.g., people in Kebbi Kingdom were called Kabawa. Not only that, at a later stage, people in each kingdom started to wear distinguishable tribal marks, which were unique to them. Fulani rule under the leadership of Masan Fodio started with the jihad in early years of 1973. By 1809, most of the Hausa kingdom were toppled and replaced with Islamic government under a unified administration whose headquarters was in Sokoto. This This continued up to the arrival of the British. This continued on to the arrival of the British. The Sultan of Sokoto is a direct descendant of Usman Dan Fodio. He's a direct descendant of Usman Dan Fodio and is the spiritual head of all Muslims in Nigeria. Sokoto State is the dry Sahel, surrounded by sandy savanna and isolated hill. Total land area of this state, 27,825 square kilometer. It has 23 local government. Population is about 5.3 million people. Vegetation hot, semi-arid, and tropical savanna. Major crops include onions, sugarcane, maize, guinea corn, rice, millet, beans, wheat, cassava, potato, groundnut, cotton, tobacco, solid minerals, phosphate, gypsum, limestone, and kaolin. And there are investment opportunities in agribusiness, lime manufacturing, healthcare, tourism, energy, and mining. This state is a very significant state in Nigeria with the opportunity that it has to be able to grow and grow significantly because of the neighbors, the kind of neighbors that it has. Now, when you look at this state in terms of the competitive advantage, rich fertile soil for cultivation of many crops, large limestone reserve in Africa, largest limestone reserve in Africa, largest phosphate deposit in Africa. This is Sokoto State. Largest limestone reserve in Africa, largest phosphate deposit in Africa. And that would gold, nickel, copper, zinc. Second in livestock production in Nigeria. Major producer of rice, onion, garlic, and sesame seed. Investment opportunity is available in phosphate, in millet, in hydropower, in onion, in livestock, in limestone, in garlic, in poultry, in sugarcane, and of course, in cement. But you know what? This state have a working population of 2.7 million people, but 1.5 are not in labor force. 1.5 are not in labor force. 1.5 are not in labor force. With all the opportunity available in the state, 1.5 are not in labor force. 1.12 are in labor force. If you add unemployment with underemployment in this state, you will have about 33% unemployment in the state. We'll go on a short break. When we return, we'll be talking about the profile.
Are you a retiree? Are you an employee looking forward to retirement? Are you an agro-processor, a farmer, and a manufacturer of different items in Nigeria? Do you desire to earn foreign exchange in euro, dollars, and pounds? Are you interested in expanding your market beyond the shore of Nigeria? Are you looking for how to start doing export business? Do you have an order and looking for how to go about exporting your product abroad? Then I have great news for you. Pretty Impex Trade Academy, in conjunction with American Institute of Extended Studies, brings to you from export novice to export legend. This is an export mentoring program that helps you step by step until you achieve your goal of doing a successful and sustainable export business. New enrollment is currently ongoing. The program costs $1,250 and there are flexible payment plans to fit your budget. Enroll today.
All right. Profile. Let's check out the profile of the state in terms of profile of this state in terms of income and of course expenditure. Look at the debts. As of 2021, the IGR moved to 23 billion. And federal allocation moved to 64, but the debt also shoot up from 56 to 87 billion dollars. Domestic debt 71 billion, foreign debt 39. A lot of states in Nigeria that have foreign debt, we have to deal a lot now. We have to deal a lot now with exchange rate differentials. It's going to be challenged. Look at this state. Look at the state IGR, 23 billion, and the federal allocation 64. But look at the recurrent expenditure, 64 billion. So this state cannot survive without Abuja, but it has the largest deposit of limestone and a number of other opportunities available to generate income from export in the state, which is why we've been saying that this state, a state like this and many other states in Nigeria need to begin to look inward. Begin to look inward because if the state does not do that, it will just be piling up debt, even though it can be self-sufficient and has everything it takes to really become self-sufficient. The state of Caliphate emerged the 20th highest gross domestic product among 36 states in Nigeria at 2.8 trillion and fourth highest in the Northwest region. The Traditional Energy and Environment PEPEC ranked this state as second in the sub-national ease of doing business, first in the Northwest. From 2020 to 2021, the state grew its total revenue marginally, and from 85 to 101, this places it at 11th position among the 36 states and second in the region. These and other factors had Sokoto fall from 12th to 14th in the 2022 budget fiscal performance ranking. Sokoto grew its internal revenue favorably by 101% from 11 in 2020. Between 2020 and 2021, this growth was driven chiefly by sales, direct tax, and fees, despite the state has precarious IGR to GDP ratio of 0.83, very small. It's 17th among the states and third highest in the region. Looking at the state IGR in 2018-2019 period saw an increase of 1.030, then large increase of 101 between 2020 and 2021. Expectedly, 2020 had the lowest IGR, of course, because of COVID, of 4-year period at 11 billion, likely due to global pandemic, and the state rebound in 2021 and met more than twice of the IGR. The IGR percentage of revenue is 2021 hit 23.4%, less than a quarter of the state total revenue and 16 highest in the federation. In 2020, capital expenditure was 20.06 billion, 8.18 billion less than the personnel expenses, 30.25, while in 2021, the state spent 29.3 billion in capital expenditure than personnel expenses. Sokoto had the 29th highest capital expenditure among the states at 62.3 and was the third highest in the region. This was also evidenced in 2020-2021 change in capital expenditure at 182.71 increase, the highest for the region in per capita terms, and state was the 15th highest. The state was 15th highest in federation. Relatedly, the state per capita expenditure on health and education was 3,958 per capita and 1,000 921 respectively. Sokoto's debt as a percent of GDP is 3, and is far less than the accepted threshold of debt not exceeding 40% of GDP. However, the state has the 34th highest debt servicing in the federation at 2.80 billion naira. What can Sokoto State do to be able to avoid unnecessary borrowing and begin to focus on some other opportunities available within the state? Before we go to potential, let's go on a short break.
Are you a retiree? Are you an employee looking forward to retirement? Are you an agro-processor, a farmer, and a manufacturer of different items in Nigeria? Do you desire to earn foreign exchange in euro, dollars, and pounds? Are you interested in expanding your market beyond the shore of Nigeria? Are you looking for how to start doing export business? Do you have an order and looking for how to go about exporting your product abroad? Then I have great news for you. Greater Impact Trade Academy, in conjunction with American Institute of Extended Studies, brings to you from export novice to export legend. This is an export mentoring program that helps you step by step until you achieve your goal of doing a successful and sustainable export business. New enrollment is currently ongoing. The program costs $1,250 and there are flexible payment plans to fit your budget. Enroll today.
Potential. 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 Over 80% of inhabitants of Kano State practice one form of Sokoto State rather, practice one form of agriculture or the other. They produce crops such as millet, maize, guinea corn, rice, potato, cassava, groundnut, beans for subsistence, and produce wheat, cotton, tobacco, and vegetable for cash. Local crafts such as blacksmithing, weaving, dyeing, carving, leather work also play an important role in economic life of the people of the state. The state is one of the fish producing areas in the country. Thus, a large number of people along the river basin engage in this fishing activity. Sokoto State is equally endowed with natural and mineral resources, agro-allied industries, cotton, groundnut, sorghum, maize, rice, wheat, sugarcane, cassava, gum arabic, tobacco, as raw material can be established in the state. Large-scale farming can also be practiced in the state using irrigation, water from Goronyo Dam, Lugu, Kalmalo, Wamako, and Kwakwazo lakes, among others. Minerals such as kaolin, gypsum, limestone, laterite, red meal, phosphate, both yellow and green shade clay, sand are available in the state in commercial quantities. Mineral-based in industries using these raw materials could be established in the state. The cesspool-free open grassland has made animal husbandry a very lucrative venture in the state. There are all kinds of animals, both wild and domestic, in the state. Sokoto ranks second in livestock production in the country, with animal population well over 8 million people, 8 million animals. The availability of this economic potential provides good investment opportunity in agro-allied industries such as flour mill, tomato processing, sugar refining, textile, glue, tanning, fish canning, dairy. That's why 23 local government headquarters in the state have been connected to the national grid. Now, this state, you can see the debt is having. You know, each time I go through this every week, I begin to ask myself, but for the fact that a number of our governors, most of the time when they come in to, most of the time when they come in because, to share money. If not for that, sincerely, how on earth, why on earth should we have this kind of problem? I mean, why should we have this kind of problem? With such a huge debt, despite the fact that the state has what it takes to be able to do much more. But like I said, there is no incentive to do more because we can easily share the money. You know, I like to use the analogy of the fact that how do you expect someone to be thinking of how to raise money for the state when there is cheap money? When there is cheap money, why should you even think of it? There is no incentive to think and find solutions to the challenges of the SMEs or business people within the state. There is practically no incentive. There is practically no incentive to do that at all. Let's look at the region, the product again. Major crop: onion, sugarcane, millet, guinea corn, maize, rice, beans, wheat, potato, groundnut, cotton, and tobacco. By the time we get to the potential and you see the opportunity of each of these, then you understand exactly why I'm saying what I'm saying. The opportunity of each of them. The opportunity of each of them is just enough. So there's no reason, absolutely no reason why any state, like this state or any other state in Nigeria, should be borrowing excessively and leaving a huge debt for unborn generation. And leaving a huge debt for unborn generation. So let's go to the purchasers. So let's take out some of those things we talk about. Millet, $201 million market with 15.8 in Africa. Groundnut, 3.19 billion. Groundnut, 3.19 billion. Just imagine groundnut that this state is producing, and like many other states in Nigeria. Imagine the state focusing on this and using this. You know, the idea is for the state to focus on anyone that is of interest to the state. It doesn't matter which one. Anyone that is of interest to the state can focus on it. And then look at that one as an opportunity that the state can leverage on to be able to grow and create jobs and reduce poverty, but more importantly for the state to be able to generate some income. Even in Africa, we're at $71 million. Raw cotton, 15.4. This is a separate industry. The demand in Africa is $338 million. Look at the purchasers and the potential opportunity available in Sokoto State. So Sokoto State has what it takes. Now, if you look at the budget of Sokoto State, and let's compare the budget of Sokoto State to this opportunity we are talking about. So, for example, the budget of Sokoto State in 2022 is 188 billion. 188 billion, if you use CBN rate, will be about 100 million will be about $100 million. $10 million is about 4 billion. 100 will be 40. 40 times 5. About $500 million. About $500 million. So that means the state should not even target $1 billion, because the state already still have other means of making money. We're only saying that the state should begin to look at export and leverage on the opportunity in the state. And I'll be talking about, like as usual, how I think this can happen. How I think this can work. Corn, 36.3 billion. I can't help talking about some products in Nigeria that we don't even reckon with. That's why sometimes I'm asking, are we looking for foreign exchange or we are just looking for product or fashion? Fashionable product. Cocoa. Cocoa is a fashionable product, but the market demand for corn is more than cocoa. So why are we not thinking of corn as a strategic, even rice that the federal government is really doing a lot about? Maybe because we do a lot of import of rice, which makes a lot of sense to reduce our import bill. But a product like corn, why is it not on a priority list? Because most states in Nigeria can produce corn. And we can focus on corn production. This is a 3-month cycle. And imagine if you are now using irrigation, you can do it like 2 or 3 times a year. If you are doing irrigation, 2 or 3 times a year for corn. And corn market is $36.3 billion. Even in Africa, the market is 3.7 billion. So even within Africa, the market for this product is huge. The market for this product is huge, even in Africa. Even in Africa, the market for these products is huge. The next one, tobacco. Tobacco. $10.7 billion. In Africa, almost $1 billion. Imagine Nigeria importing tobacco, and many states in Nigeria have what it takes to produce tobacco. But Nigeria import tobacco. No, just think about that. Think about the fact that Nigeria import tobacco, even though many states in Nigeria can actually, produce this product, and it's $10.7 billion. Then we have wheat. Nigeria do so much import of wheat. And Nigeria and a number of states in Nigeria also is capable of producing wheat. I heard CBN is doing something about wheat now, because wheat is one of our major import, draining our foreign exchange. Because they used to produce flour, and you know pasta is food of everybody. Pasta is food of everybody. A lot of people take pasta in different forms, and all these are made from fruit. $4.1 billion. Even in Africa, and Nigeria is not spared. Nigeria spends about $1 billion every year to import wheat. And Nigeria is capable of producing wheat. So the question we should ask ourselves is, why are we not producing it? Of course, the answer is as good as mine. The people that should champion it have other priority. People that champion it have other priority. Rice, 24.7 billion. So why can't we just focus on 1 or 2? And of course, a state like Sokoto State can do this. Even in West Africa, Benin Republic, of course, you know that rice is coming into Nigeria. Benin population is not up to Lagos, and Benin is the largest importer of rice in Africa. So we'll go on a short break. When we come back, we go to discuss.
Are you a retiree? Are you an employee looking forward to retirement? Are you an agro-processor, a farmer, and a manufacturer of different items in Nigeria? Do you desire to earn foreign exchange in euro, dollars, and pounds? Are you interested in expanding your market beyond the shore of Nigeria? Are you looking for how to start doing export business? Do you have an order and looking for how to go about exporting your product abroad? Then I have great news for you. Pretty Impex Trade Academy, in conjunction with American Institute of Extended Studies, brings to you from expert novice to expert legend. This is an expert mentoring program that helps you step by step until you achieve your goal of doing a successful and sustainable export business. New enrollment is currently ongoing. The program costs $1,250 and there are flexible payment plans to fit your budget. Enroll today.
Proposal. My proposal, as usual, include inefficient value chain operator created by SME being alone in the channel, in the value chain. If SME is operating the production, harvesting and transport, primary processing and storage, secondary processing and packaging, marketing and sale, logistics, export and distribution, we have inefficient value chain operator, low processing capacity and low output, few job creation, low quality and packaging, high cost of production, non-competitive product in the export market. How then do we fix this? My proposal is that the state government can choose one product from the list that we have, maybe rice or onion or sugarcane or wheat, whichever product, or granite. The idea is this: the state can choose a product, just one product, set up a processing plant for that product, then give opportunity to SMEs to come and process and package their product. So I can bring in raw materials and I come out with finished product package and I pay per unit. It makes the SME to focus more on marketing and sales, both locally and outside. And this large corporate, funded by the government, but operated by private sector, something similar to what Lagos State is doing with the rice, can help us to make this happen. Efficient value chain operator, high processing capacity and high output, good quality and packaging, low cost production, competitive products in the export market, increased job creation and decrease inequality and insecurity. Decrease in insecurity is the possibility of engaging SMEs. In order to support exporters in this state to enter export market in Africa, Europe and Asia in a secure and sustainable way, the state can do the following pattern with representative at export destination to market and secure contract. Set up warehouses for pickup by wholesaler and retailer at destination. Set up an entity, agent or distributor at destination. Partner with an independent agent or distributor at destination. Organize and sponsor manufacturers for exhibition in the export market. Manufacturers for exhibition in the export market. Before we close, let's discuss the profit. How can this state make money directly from export? Let's use Sesame Seed as a case study. The state land mass is about 997,000 hectares of land. If those arable land, not the total land mass, arable land, 50% used to cultivate, Sesame Seed at 1.5 metric ton yield per hectare, we can generate 748,000 metric tons at a export price of $1,300. We can have $972 million product. This $972 million product converts to Naira at 415 is 403 billion. If you remove all the cost of farming, cost of export, cost of profit of the farmers and the like, the state can say have 327 billion. 307 billion is more than the state budget. Far, far bigger, larger, greater than the budget of the state. How can the state make this happen? Partner with the private sector, provide fund. The private sector coordinate the farmers into cooperative, issue purchase order backed by guarantee, train them, give them necessary support and input. They go to farm, deliver the produce at the collection center, process and clean by the private sector operator, source for buyers, do the shipment, get the payment, pay the farmers. Pay the farmers. Pay the farmers. And use the remaining to take care of the state. Use the remaining to take care of the need in the state. Of course, pay the partners also. The impact of this model goes beyond generation of revenue via export. It has huge benefit on employment generation and increased economic activity. And this is a more efficient and effective way to diversify Nigerian economy. Because the state can begin to add value to those products. And this can be replicated at the federal level, especially for the exploitation of solid minerals. Let's go on a short break. When we come back, we round off.
Are you thinking about to maximize export opportunities in Africa under the AfCFTA? Are you looking for where to get a detailed export market information for almost all African countries? Are you looking for the item of import in different African countries and the value of imports done by different countries? Then visit the African Trade Intelligence Platform via the globaltradetwitter.com. You can have access to all this information every month for just $20 only. For more information, call this number or send an email to the email address below.
Are you a retiree? Are you an employee looking forward to retirement? Are you an agro-processor, a farmer, and a manufacturer of different items in Nigeria? Do you desire to earn foreign exchange in euro, dollars, and pounds? Are you interested in expanding your market beyond the shore of Nigeria? Are you looking for how to start doing export business? Do you have an order and looking for how to go about exporting your product abroad? Then I have great news for you. Creating Impact Trade Academy, in conjunction with American Institute of Extended Studies, brings to you from export novice to export legend. This is an export mentoring program that helps you step by step until you achieve your goal of doing a successful and sustainable export business. New enrollment is currently ongoing. The program costs $1,250 and there are flexible payment plans to fit your budget. Enroll today.
Are you a professional or a businessman? Do you desire to earn in dollars, euros, or pounds? Have you thought of taking your business to the world? Does it look like a daunting task? You desire to know what you need to do to get ready to go global? Do you know that there is a science behind making your product or service to go global in a successful and sustainable manner? To learn more about it, get a copy of the book titled Pivot to Go Global. A scientifically proven, tested, and trusted template for building a successful and sustainable export business. To pre-order at 53% discount, call 080-912-44449. Are you an account officer, relationship manager, or marketer in a bank? Are you struggling to meet your income and deposit targets? Are you on the verge of losing your job for non-performance? You desire a change for the better in your career? Then register for the Certified Global Trade Management Professionals from the American Institute of Extended Studies to acquire skills needed to solve import-export trade customers' problems and consequently attract the deposit and income of the transaction to your bank. Registration is currently ongoing. Call this number to register today. Are you thinking about to maximize export opportunities in Africa under the AfCFTA? Are you looking for where to get a detailed export market information for almost all African countries? Are you looking for the item of import in different African countries and the value of imports done by different countries? Then visit the African Trade Intelligence Platform via the globaltradetutor.com. You can have access to all this information every month for just $20 only. For more information, call this number or send an email to the email address below.
All right, next week we are going to be looking at Taraba, then Yobe in January, and of course, Zamfara in January. Merry Christmas in advance. See you next week and bye-bye.